Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hey, this light here kind of makes me look muscular, so why don't we leave it on? Anyway, I might take this video down as soon as I put it back up. I was just watching a video, just started watching a video from one of my absolute favorite YouTube, strong, successful male, and then I thought to myself, I've always wanted to make a contribution to the whole uh, dating, marriage, sex uh, world on YouTube because it's like perhaps, I don't know, a third, a quarter, half the videos I watch, I don't know why, are on that topic. But if I say something stupid here, I may take this video off right away. So if you're watching live, you might be the only lucky one to actually see this video. If I don't say anything cringy here, then I'll keep it up and see what kind of content does on my channel. Okay, so the video I started to watch is Strong Successful Males. One of his videos he uploaded just today. In fact, 1 hour ago. So check him out if you want some context or whatever. It's not necessary to my video. Anyway, so the guy was saying that, like, basically his channel is about men who write in or whatever and tell stories about how they were either smart or how they learned not to be dumb because they've had bad consequences in the relationships, in their romantic relationships. So one of the things that this letter writer from today was saying was that he just mentioned that he used to be, what did he say? He used to be like he didn't care about women, so or I guess he was just a Chad or a serial womanizer or whatever. I was never that way, and like never, never, never. Even in my most what's the right word, lascivious days of teenagerhood, I was never that way. Um, I was always a hopeless romantic. Sure, I had lots of interior fantasies and so on, but I was always an undying romantic. Why? I don't know why. Just for the same reason that I write novels today, I suppose. It just is who I am. For the reason I like art, I like literature, I like poetry, blah blah. I'm a hopeless romantic. So I never contemplated, even if I was, super good looking and didn't have this massive forehead here, even if I was super good looking and tall and muscular and blah blah blah, um, I don't think that would have ever appealed to me. It's hard for me to imagine that it would, although who knows. So I've always been a hopeless romantic, and um, my my long term Christian faith naturally coincided with that. It's no surprise to me why in the Middle Ages, one of the first and most prominent forms of fiction that medieval Christians wrote was romance. Romance comes from the word Rome, and basically, in this case, it meant it traced itself anyway to southern France and Italy and so on. Anyway, um, not to get into that, but romance, it has a Christian origin, and the Arthurian romances and whatever, and the 19th century novels, those are all inextricably Christian, and blah blah. Okay, so story and romance, eternity, all this is very Christian, and so either a person is Christian, and their Christianity forms them and their mindset, or they are such a way, and they see in Christianity uh, the embodiment of their innate, as Cardinal Newman would say, their anterior uh, presuppositions or whatever. Oh, gosh, what's the phrase? Doesn't matter. Just they're what they like, innately like, is satisfying in the Christian doctrine and Christian worldview. Okay, so as a young man, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, diehard romantic. I wanted to meet the love of my life, and eternal love and all that stuff. Uh, when I became Christian at 17, 18, become a monk, a hermit, a priest, all that stuff. But I was still the same guy, and I still had a hard time imagining that I could live without, you know, the love of my life type thing. So even okay, and even now, when I see, like, I believe marriage is stupid. Marriage is fine as a pre-modern convention, contract, a pre-modern contract, pre-industrial contract, of an agreement which has promises and obligations and is inextricable. You can't get out of it. The possibility of divorce makes marriage null and void. Marriage doesn't exist anymore. So, you want to debate me on that one? We can do that anytime, any place, bro. But anyway, um, so now that marriage is done with, in all but reality, in all but actuality, even if we haven't realized marriage is done, marriage is done. Marriage is about a lifelong commitment of subordination and service, subordination of the woman and service of the man to the from the man to build and sustain a family. Now that that's gone, there's no marriage left, and there's no room left for romance in the Christian sense of the word, that participates in God's eternity. God is love. Therefore, if there is love in the world, it has to participate in God's eternity. It's unchangeable. It's irrevocable. It's monogamous, right? So even now that I've become a very cynical, pessimistic person, a despairing person, so a person without hope, because despair is means the opposite of means the loss of hope, of breath, of hope, of breath of life. That's what despair means. Now that I've become a despairing person, I still don't have any use for um, uh, using women. I still don't have any. I don't have an attraction for that. It doesn't. I can't sexualize that, right? I mean, it can in the brain to some certain extent, but I can't carry it forth into the actual world. So you can take Christianity out of sex, but you can't take sex. No, you can take sex out of Christianity, but you can't take Christianity out of sex. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, um, so once you're a born romantic is a born romantic, um, and nothing else can replace it. Using women, becoming a Chad or a whatever, I can't. It just can't be me. Um, it doesn't mean that I completely endorse every facet of Christian sexual ethics, but these things, these basic intuitions, moral intuitions, are a part of me and they can't be taken away, right? So when it comes to the universal, so outside of my specific case, and I see myself, I'm a modern person in many ways. I don't exemplify everything about modernity, but I am a man in the modern world, sort of self-reflective, and I can say that there's nothing about me and my experience that only applies to me, right? So I think a lot of the things that we see today in terms of decreasing marriage rates and all that is because there are a lot of people like me. Um, people want I say men want romance, monogamy. They have romantic mindsets. I know that people think that's a woman thing. It's not. It's a male thing. Romance is a male thing. Women are far too pragmatic, and they look to men as resource bringers, and they look to their children with love. They look to their men as resources, right? Men don't look to women as resources. Men look to women as objects for care. They want to care, sustain, and that's where all the um, uh, aesthetic values come from, all the moral values, all the sense of beauty and so on comes from the fact that men look at women not as resources, but um, as uh, as manifestations of all their interior moral values and aesthetic values. Right? So if women give up on romance, men can't deal with that, and so men will just not have, just won't deal with women, and that's where all this stuff comes from. Um, what's the relevance of all this stuff? It's okay for men to feel the way they do. There you go. If you want me to elaborate on any of these things, let me know. Um, and sometimes a question from you is the best way to realize where I've been unclear or whatever. Anyway, I don't know if this has been any good or any useful, of any use, and I don't even know what to entitle this little discussion here. My discussion, the whole salient point here is that if I can't have my idealism, I don't want anything. There you go. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a great day, night, whatever. Bye. Love ya.